Welcome to Better Circles, a podcast where we bring great people together to share ideas that are good for the planet. We're your hosts, Fiona Smith and Luke Phillips. Every episode we sit down with our deck of conversation starter cards and talk about the things that are making us feel hopeful and inspired. Hey Luke.
Hey Fee. Before we kick off into the episodes, we just wanted to let everyone know why we decided to do a podcast in the first place. In the simplest form, it's because the whole climate space can be a little bit poopy pants, and we want to bring a little bit more optimism into it, but it's also really important that that's rational optimism. We don't want to, stick our head in the sand and just think that everything's going to be okay. Both of us are working in the climate space, trying to make positive action, and so it can be really hard, but it also has a lot to be really excited about. So our goal that we've tasked ourselves with is to bring together the incredible people and the amazing ideas that do exist right now, but also in the future, and communicate them in a nice, easy, conversational, dare I say, edutainment-y way. What we want to do with this podcast is break out of the traditional interview style format. And so we're not going to start this podcast series off by Fee and I doing a long, rambly talk about each of us. But as a couple of dot points for context on who we are, I'm Luke Phillips. I started Into Carry and Into Coffee a few years ago, which is actually where we're recording the podcast right now. And Into Carry started to try and change our relationship with the materials that we use. Right now, what we do is a lot of upcycling and recycling of materials, but we're very community driven, which is why we also opened Into Coffee, which is a cafe that sits in the front of the studio. And we run weekly sewing classes where we can come and get up close and personal with waste and reimagine that in real time into something with value. And that's pretty much what I get excited about. Climate, community, making fun stuff.
Yeah, awesome. That's how I know you, because you've got the cafe and I came in pretty often and was impressed with what you're doing here. And we got talking about the different stuff that we're doing in this space. And what gets me really excited about it is that I'm a service designer, and so that comes with a lot of systems thinking. It comes with a lot of learning new things. And when you're thinking about things from a systems perspective, you also really want to make sure you're thinking about individual actions and the things people can do. And so for me, I like the idea that we can be sort of zooming in and out in that way in this podcast. I'm really hoping I can bring some of the stuff that I'm really into to the podcast. I love cooking. I love sharing food, especially food when I think about the combination of systems and personal actions. Food's a way that we can all actually take really powerful climate action ourselves. The other things I was really excited about with the podcast is I really want to question the idea that climate change is too big or difficult or complex to solve. I think that sometimes that can be really well-meaning kind of overwhelm, but it can also be deliberate misinformation from the people who don't want things to change. And if you listen to climate scientists, they're saying we can change things, we just need to be a lot faster. We just need to really get behind the changes that need to happen and make them happen, stop delaying.
Piggybacking on the deliberate misinformation thing, I don't think this is necessarily deliberate, because a lot of people that have the right idea and are optimistic, a lot of the language that we use in the climate space is just kind of inherently aiming to be less bad.
Yeah.
And so one thing I'm really hoping that we can flesh out, bringing together all these amazing people and having these conversations, is finding that language that pushes past that and starts to paint what success looks like.
Yeah.
Because if we're all just here trying to not lose, then there's no way that we're going to win.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can do that.
Yay. Better circles. The easiest way we give away our power is by thinking we don't have any. And I'm really hopeful that our conversations can help people to see the power that they do have, whether that's with food, whether that's with supporting stuff that's getting off the ground, whether that's learning more about stuff or having different conversations. And for me, the different conversations are also just going to be what fills my cup.
So, we're not sitting here with all the answers, or any really.
Yeah.
It's about exploring them and finding what they are.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like that. You and I both take that sort of really curious approach to this stuff, not we've got all the answers or defensive or like expert kind of thing. Both just wanting to learn.
That's about enough from us for now.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, we've actually recorded our first episode and we're pretty excited to bring it to you.
Yes.
So, yeah, hit next if you want to listen to that one.